Hello everybody and welcome to Domination for Dummies, and I'm your host Trigger, where I'm going to be showing you everything you need to know when it comes to playing Domination and the map Stadium. Hopefully with some of my tips and tricks, I'll be able to transform some of you guys into some really good solo Domination players, because I know it's really hard playing solo, so let's get started right away. Alright, let's get started with some starting routes that I personally use when I rush on Stadium. Now, as you see this little diagram here, the green arrows kind of shows typical starting routes that people use on this map. And the red being, routes that the enemy team takes, but, when you spawn on that side, those are routes that people take too. So it kind of gives you an idea where to be looking right at the beginning, at the initial start. One tricky thing about this map, though, is if you have people rushing Stadium and they pick up some kills in there, it's actually going to flip them right off the bat into B spawn, which is why B is so crucial and hard to grab on this map. So right away starting, capture your own flag, and when you come up down into this little stadium area, you want to check that staircase right there. That is the most popular spot that people are coming down. In this case, though, they rush straight for B right off the bat. So they're already down there. So I loop around, checking that B spawn, and then come back to help B. And then you check this upper ledge right there, because so many people like camping that. It's just one of those spots that people are drawn to. So once you pick up that B capture, then you want to push directly into A and try to start pushing them back. So as you look at this little diagram here, I run up, push into A, loop around, check the B, flip spawn, and then loop back around, capture that B flag. So as we take a look at the C side, it's essentially the same exact route, just in the opposite direction. You basically run from staircase to staircase, and 90% of the time there's going to be someone there. So there's two guys there. Now I'm going around to check the B spawn. Yep, that's where they're spawning. Bit of a fail, but number one mistake that they made is they come back around the corner whenever I'm ready for them. Triple kill. So this is a really, really nice start to this game, because I've already almost got my Blackbird, and the game hasn't even been on for a minute. So alright, let's get into some spawning situations here. Like I said in my last video, spawns are the most important thing when it comes to playing Domination. So as you take a look at this overhead map here, this is showing you every single spawn on the map. Now if you want a better look at these, just pause it on each frame, as I'm going to go through this kind of quick here. Alright, so Stadium is really tricky when it comes to spawns, because the general rule is, it doesn't flip you from C to A or A to C. It kind of flips you from Stadium to B, top to bottom. So if people are, if you have A, C, and we're pushing in through the Stadium side here, it'll flip them down into behind B and to the back of that big balcony area. As goes for C, if you're pushing into C through the Stadium, it'll flip you in the small balcony area or behind B. Same thing goes if you're flanking around in through B, it'll spawn you in the Stadium, which it's kind of weird in that sense. But if you take a look at this clip, this is a really, really good example of just knowing the spawns. And you see, I'm going through here picking up all these kills. Now as I'm doing this, I'm keeping an eye on my mini-map, seeing where my teammates aren't. Mainly if they're in the Stadium or by B. And now I see that my teammates are in B, no one's in the Stadium, so I anticipate they're spawning back at A, and I'm able to, be the first one there and make sure that they're not gonna, come up behind us and get us from behind. Alright, so some capturing tips. There ain't too many on this map, because the flags are pretty wide open, but when you're coming through the Stadium side, which is typically the way I take, you're going to be checking the left of this flower garden thing, and also the stairway from B. When you come through that small balcony area from B, check up above in that window and also that doorway, because there's a spawn point right inside that corner. So my number one tip here is clear the area. I know I've said this before, but I can't stress this enough. So many people think that you just have to keep jumping on the flag over and over. So from that stairway right there, I can't really flip the spawns from that point. So I decided to flank around and get up into the stadium. Now by doing this, I'm eliminating that corner stadium spawning area, which is my goal. I'm trying to eliminate as many spawning points in that area as possible. So as you look at this map here, I've eliminated that corner spawn, and as I move down into A, I'm going to eliminate that corner flower garden spawn. So I pick up these last couple guys, and now I know that the area is clear. I know that they're spawning in behind B, either in that small balcony room or, right behind B. So that's a really good tactic, is just knowing where they're coming from. So I come up, try to protect B here. I wasn't fast enough. As you see, we are losing this map. We actually do come back to win this game at the last second, and I'll be showing you this in my Domination breakdown video. But as for B, this is the hardest map or flag to capture out of every single map on Black Ops. As you see all this red here, there's probably 9 different routes that people can take to B to kill you, which makes it next to impossible. So, this next little tip here is execute. All these tips and tricks and strategies that I'm giving you don't mean anything if you can't execute. Alright, so I was about to capture B there, but I hear 2 grenades clicking, and what happens is people always throw nades before they come. So I knew there's at least 2 people coming. So I hop off. I'm using the center statue area as cover and pretty much picking them off as they come around, because I don't know where they're at. So I pick a bunch of people off here, and now I know that they're spawning behind B, and I'm able to kind of control where they're coming from. That's one of the biggest things, is being able to control the areas, limit the ways that they can kill you. So, another example on capturing B is use smoke. Smoke is really underused, and it makes a world of difference on this map. And I've been starting to use it a lot more. But my 4th tip here is stick around after you capture those flags, because they'll be back. Alright, as you see here, we got smoke, we got Nova gas everywhere. I know they're coming back, so I'm waiting here a little bit. And look at that, 3 guys. So, again, stick around and then immediately push up as fast as you can, because that's one of the most important things, is being quick. Don't hesitate for nothing, Make your decision on the fly and stick to it, otherwise you're going to get yourself killed. So as we take a look at C here, I didn't really have a clip, but those highlighted routes are basically the ways that they can kill you from. But more importantly, protecting the flags you have. Alright, as you see, I'm going in for the C capture, but I see we're losing B. So I'm going to go ahead, push up, get that guy off B, and pick off that other guy heading for there, and then go back to get that flag. Because, A and C are pretty easy to capture on any map. And B especially on this map. If you lose it once, you're probably not going to get it back. And, that it's kind of self-explanatory for every single map that B is the most important flag and also the hardest to get and keep. So, always keep your eye on that flag, because you can't really rely on your teammates to help you out and protect it while you're off trying to capture other flags. So just to recap this, number 1, clear the area. All right, don't be trying to jump on flags if the area isn't clear and they're still spawning there. Second, know where they're coming from. If you don't know where the other team is spawning and where they're going to be coming from, you have no business being on that flag. 3, execution. You know, it's just, I can preach all day, but if you can't execute, it's not going to really do yourself any good. So just keep practicing, guys. Alright, so in this last section here, I really want to emphasize about map control, especially on this map. It is really important because, you know, on this map, it's a lot different than the others, because even though you have flight control, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have map control, because of how the spawns flip really weird. You know, everybody spawns kind of everywhere, so being able to anticipate spawns is going to make your life a lot easier and your teammates. So you know, when I play this map, the main area that I try to control is this middle area that I'm in right now, because it's kind of the focal point of the map. That's where all the action is going to take place. That's where everybody's heading, no matter what. So I like to stay close to the center of the map and just try to do work. But the main points that you would really want to control on this map here is this big balcony area that I'm sitting in right now. Now, I don't want people camping in those spots, right? Controlling that area does not mean that you have to sit in there and kill people, you know, running around the map. Alright, it's the same with this stadium area. You want to have control of this map, but doesn't mean you have to sit in here. Alright? Stay moving, because you are 20 times more dangerous when you're moving around the map than you are sitting in one spot. Which is kind of, you know, contradictory, seeing as just laying on my belly right there. But really, just, you're doing your job if you're killing people heading there, or if they're camping in there, you know. So in this clip, you know, switch roles when needed. We're being dominated right now. The other team had B locked down, so I switched to the Slayer role, and I was clearing this area out because I was getting really mad at this point of the game. I told my teammates, get ready to be on B because I'm clearing them out. So I regained control of this area right here. I eliminated that spawn in this back corner right here, and also to the left. And now they're spawning either in that corner by C or back in the stadium. So right here again, we have 2 flags captured. So I'm switching into the support role, and because we're losing by like 20 points, I'm just gonna keep an eye on B, because I don't trust anybody else on my team to be able to do it successfully here. So the only problem with this spot right here and making them spawn in that back corner in the stadium is that they're eventually just gonna get smart, and they're gonna cut through the stadium and capture A. Now, when this happens on these triangular flag setup maps, then it's really important. As soon as you see him taking that A flag, you need to get your butt on that C flag and, you know, try to capture it as fast as you can, because what happens is they're gonna sit on A or capture A, and then they're heading for B, while at the same time you're still trying to capture C, and you're not going to be able to get to B fast enough. So that's really important. But, you know, last but not least is have fun. You know, in the end, this is a game, but I know you people are going to have a lot more fun when you're winning and being able to do well. So as this video wraps up, guys, I'd really appreciate if you leave a comment and a like, and let me know what I can do better, what I can add, some tips that you guys might be interested in, you know, just some constructive feedback.